All right, so here we go. We got Ulysses, Noel, and Corina. Let's see, this will. All right, and as I ask them questions, Amado, think of a few questions so later on you can ask those questions on that. Okay, so we got Fontana, Hesperia, and Pico Rivera. Tell us how the market is in Fontana. Are people buying or selling?
Absolutely, there's a lot of opportunity. First and foremost, I'm super blessed to be here in front of all of you, and the market's thriving. You can see the glass half full or half empty. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and it's just a matter of you, first and foremost, believing, and that starts with a mindset.
Mr. Noel, is the market thriving in the high desert?
That's great. Buyers are coming and sellers are selling, and we're there to help.
All right, how about in Pico Rivera?
Same.
The Pico,
It's busy, we're busy.
okay, so yesterday we heard the California Association of Realtors president, the guy who represents California. He says that California has a shortage of homes, 150,000 plus of homes. So guess what that means? There's more people wanting to buy than wanting to sell. No, than wanting to buy than moving out. So guess what? That gives us an opportunity. That's why they call it the Golden State. Corina, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us why you're so special. Tell me.
Well, for those of you, my name is Corina Priest. Priest is my maiden name. People always ask me, where did you come from? Well,
She's half white. That's what she is.
My married name is Castañon. When I started in sales, started at SU Rykoff in the food industry. Was there for about 10 years and had great mentors. It was a Jewish-owned company, family-owned company, and I was taught from the old Jewish. And the number one lesson I learned from SU Rykoff is that people buy from people who they like. And that was embedded every day at every training. How to treat people with respect and, pretty much know your client, know who your buyer is, and know who your seller is. And then after that, I went to work for PepsiCo Food Imports, a division of Frito-Lay. I left California. I went to Texas. During that time, my husband and I were separated for 4 years. Sorry, I get nervous now. Here.
Go.
I separated for 4 years, so I packed my kids, got a great job with PepsiCo, great pay, everything, but I hated it. The first 2 weeks there in Dallas, I said, I gotta get back to California. I was homesick. My phone bills were about $700 a month, because back then we didn't have the plans that we have now. So, I worked on my exit strategy. So a year later, I came back to California. Moving forward, I interviewed with Mission Foods, a division of Guerrero Tortillas. So I was their business development manager. And when I went for my interview, it was like an 8-hour interview. The first thing that the vice president of sales told me, I don't like working with women. So how do you think that made me feel? Like, oh, why am I here? So throughout the day, he invited me to lunch to meet some clients, and I guess they were kind of see how I work with people in general on the spot. And it turned out well. I got an offer letter, and I started working for Mission Foods. So in 2005, I've been in Mission Foods, I think almost.
When did you get into real estate?
I got in real estate in 2005.
Okay, what got you in real estate?
Well, the thing about it, I was working hard for the company, making them a lot of money, and yet my bonuses were always like chasing the carrot. Everything we did was never good enough. And I said, if I'm working this hard for someone else, I can work very hard for myself and be independent and make more money. for my family.
All right, we'll go back to Corina. Let's hear Mr. Noel Sena. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What makes you so special here?
Okay, well, my name is Noel Sena, and I'm from Whittier, California, born and raised. And in 2005, my wife and I started having babies. So they had to put them in a house with a room, and we just didn't want to share anymore. So high desert prices became very attractive to what we were looking for. And not only that, but it was something that was affordable for us at the time. And so we decided to make a move to the high desert. Now, during that time, in 2005, 2006, it was December 2005, we moved out there. And then we were having a house built, and then 2006 we moved in. But during that time, to answer the second question, why am I valuable? Well, during all the hard times that happened shortly after 2006, everything's built up to today. And because of all of that we've experienced, that I've experienced, that's where I found my value.
All right. How about Ulysses? Tell us, Ulysses. What makes Mr. Ulysses so special here?
More like awful, but again, super excited to be here. I think what makes me not special, but different is that I'm very passionate about everything that I do. It's important that we go all in, and we've all heard that phrase, you gotta go all in. A lot of times we go through life and we forget to live. I wanna make sure that I talk about the importance of enjoying everything that you do. I'm the oldest of two. My parents came here to this beautiful country of opportunities when I was about 8.5, not knowing the language, looking different, talking different, a big accent, skinny kid with curly hair that stood out like a sore thumb, and everybody told my parents, he's special. Well, I took it as, I'm different, and different means I'm good. But, again, just enjoying everything that you do, and after my mom passed away almost 15 years ago, I wanted to do something completely different. So I said, what would be the perfect career? I mean, when you're 26, you have no idea.
What year was that?
This was 06. I took my
Okay, so-
prerequisite courses 05. So
look at this, 05, 05, and 06. In the same era, so we got 3 people about the same, okay?
and I took my classes, started in real estate, and a couple months later the market shifts. So I said, what's gonna happen? Am I going back to what I did before, which was retail? I said I either sink or swim, and I'm not sinking. So it was that will to survive. I wasn't gonna be denied, and there was no plan B. A lot of times life conditions us for, well, do something else in case your stuff doesn't work out so that you can have something to fall back on. I said, I don't believe in a safety net. I'm going all in, and I've never looked back.
All right. Noel, what got you, the light bulb went up. The light bulb went up. Why did you get into real estate? Quick.
Okay, grandma was a broker, mom's a loan officer. They used to persuade me by their commission checks. I was going nowhere really fast where I grew up, and it was just all bad. And so that kind of gave me a light at the end of the tunnel. Got into real estate. That was my motivation. My family kind of grew me in there, and the rest is kind of hard from there.
Corina, why did you get in, Corina? What was the light? It went up. Tell us real quick.
Wanted to change my career, and I had always thought about real estate, wanting to help people and making being independent. So that's why I made the change.
How about you, Ulysses? What triggered it? What made you get into real estate? Real quick.
Well, one of the things that attracted me about this beautiful industry was that I didn't feel it was right for somebody to dictate how much they felt I was worth per hour.
Yeah.
And that just kind of, struck a chord. Like, wait a minute, why do you feel I'm worth $750? I could be worth a couple $1,000s if I learn the art of negotiating, because we get paid based on how well we negotiate on behalf of others, how well we solve other people's problems. So I said, I can really do this. But it started with a mindset.
Corina, the production that you are doing, you are at, what's the production that you have right now?
Almost hitting 10.
Almost hitting 10 million. Now last year you did 12, right? 13?
Almost 14.
Oh, almost 14 million, and you're at 10, and we still have, 4 months left? How many months do we have left? 4? No, 5 on that. How is it that you going to surpass, and how are you doing? Let the folks know here How are you getting that production? What is Karina Priest doing that she wasn't doing before?
More open houses. I took a break on Sunday. My goal is to have at least Sunday off. But I've been very consistent with my open houses, getting a lot of buyers. My business has shifted. I was heavily a listing agent last year. So this year I'm pretty much 50-50. So I have 50% buyers and 50% sellers I've been representing. So I've been checking, and it's because of my doing more open houses.
Okay, so listen to what she said. She's doing more open houses. So that means that, what percentage less were you doing last year than this year?
Probably half.
Half. Okay, so see, the open houses is becoming a major. It's becoming key, and all of a sudden, it's working for her. Okay, Mr. Noel, you're new into the company. You've been here with us with about a year, and I know you have over 100 boxes put out. That you put them out like in what, 6 months?
Yeah.
Tell me what's happening up there. How are you guys generating the business?
Well, I think that just coming out, and I was very passionate about this because it was a move that I was watching. I seen James and Mercy, and then I was at home watching this stuff, and I see Mike on the corners passing out, and I just thought, man, we could do that too. And they're not doing it, let's go do it. So being held back and watching it, when you get there, you want to do it. I want to work. I want to put them out. I look forward to next month's edit. I look forward to everything that has to do with real estate, prospecting, door knocking, vending events, open. I look forward to all of it. So when we went out and we hit the streets and we put them all in the businesses, it was great because we met a lot of the business owners who buy and sell. But it branded the name in the Hesperia very well, because I've had people that come into my office and they say, I see your magazine everywhere. I see you everywhere, open up Facebook, there you are again. So the branding for the magazine worked extremely well for us, and I think we were our first, I did my personals, and then we did an office edit because I just didn't want to have my personals. We wanted to, agents all be able to have the same benefits. So then we ordered a 5,000 and then a 10,000 edit. And then this last one, we did a 15,000 magazine edit where you could put your business cards on it. And for the most part, everybody likes it. I look forward to magazine day all day.
Ulysses, the Vega team has gotten a trophy, what, 3-4 years in a row?
3 years in a row. I'm blessed. Obviously, it could have never happened without my teammates.
Now I see you, I look at Ulysses, and I see him so much on Facebook that if he was to leave the real estate business, he would be an actor or something. He likes the camera. How are you guys generating the business out in Fontana?
Well, believe it or not, a lot of social media. We eat, breathe social media. One of the things that these amazing panelists have mentioned is that, and along with Mike, is that you cannot be a secret agent. I tell my agents over and over again, unless you work for the CIA or the government, and nobody needs to know where you're at or what you do, real estate, secret agents don't sell houses. So if the plan is to start, then don't tell everybody or anybody what you do. But social media, a lot of videos. But it's not just recording videos out of your behind, excuse my language. You got to put out valuable content. So maybe it's a real estate tip. Maybe it's one of the things that I've always shared with some of my real estate family over here in the first row. Find something that will generate a response from your target audience. Learn your target audience, because not every realtor is for everybody. Learn who you're targeting. I mean, my background was music. So as a singer-songwriter musician, I always understood the importance of connecting with your crowd, connecting with your audience. So to me, my social media audience is everything.
What would you guys do if you didn't have social media right now?
Well, I'll let Noel answer that one.
Back to prospecting.
Back to prospecting.
Basics.
Karina, how important is social media for you?
It's very important.
Very important. Yeah.
Not only is it for branding, but you get a lot of leads if you work your, I use post a lot on the marketplace. I'm sure a lot of you here do that. And I do capture a lot of buyers from them. It's work though. You know, as soon as I do a post, my phone goes ding, ding, ding. I'm getting message after message after message, but you gotta work it. The thing is, those contacts, those leads, you just gotta convert them. And that's the secret. No one wants to put the time and effort to convert. So.
Now, you guys working Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn? What's your major right now, and which is your favorite right now?
Well, I'm doing both Facebook and Instagram because my daughter's young. I have kids under 30, and they're telling me we're not on Facebook, so you gotta go to Instagram for us. So I've been I have my personal page, and I also have the team office page. So this way I can promote both. So,
Noel, how about yourself? I know you do both, right?
Yeah, I do both, and I got my first Instagram lead last week. I actually got it when I was on vacation, and I said, okay, let's schedule it for next week. And he came in, and he's actually gonna buy and build, and it's on a listing. It just so happened, the guy just called me from Google. So I got a call from Google for a listing. Turns out this guy from Instagram wants to buy this listing before it's even listed. So we met with him last week, my son and I, and it looks like we're gonna seal the deal from our first Instagram lead.
All right, but what is the percentage? How much Instagram, how much Facebook?
I work on both. I don't know if there's a percent. I try to do a combination of each 50-50. I also do a little bit of LinkedIn. I have my Twitter account linked up to the Instagram account, so that I'm available on every platform because I have got a Yelp listing. I have got a Google lead. I get them on all platforms, so I like to use all platforms.
How about you, Ulysses? Facebook or Instagram?
All of them.
Do you use them all?
Yeah, you got it. Again, one of the things that Noel mentioned that I'm going to piggyback on what he said is I want to make sure that people see me, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter. For those of you that don't have a YouTube channel, guess what? You need to have one. Because I've gotten clients that have told me, I saw the video that you posted on your YouTube channel. So it is important. How do you get a YouTube channel? You have to have a Gmail account, and it's free. So for those of you that don't have one, you gotta get one, but all social media platforms, so that in case Noel doesn't see me on Twitter, he might see me on my YouTube channel, or he might see me on Twitter. I don't just share the links, I actually take the time to upload the actual video. Why? Because most consumers are too lazy, unfortunately, to click a link that will redirect them to a page. So take the time, post the actual video, and again, do the legwork. You just gotta be consistent with it. Don't post once a month. So,
you are a social media junkie, that's what you are, right? That's Ulysses.
I'll take it as a compliment. Absolutely, yes. I embrace the role. Somebody has to be the social media bad guy. I'll take it. Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the next question now. We're going to go back to when you were getting into the business. Did anybody try to deteriorate you from getting into the business? Ulysses, yes.
Oh, absolutely, all the time. All the time. What do you mean? I remember when I first got licensed, even my family, are you still in real estate? You know, with your voice down like somebody passed away? I'm kind of like that. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. And then they would see me again in another family gathering. So are you still in real estate? I mean, they would put their head down and give me a group hug, and yeah. But now it's I knew you can do it. I always believed in you. Of course you did. I see you all over the place. Oh my God. So again, you have to embrace the adversity. Are there going to be people that are going to deter you? Of course. I just use it as a fuel to just continue to push me. But first and foremost, panelists like these individuals, these rock stars, also push me to become a better broker, a better leader. You know, we got James and Marcy that I'm a big fan of you guys. We got El Señor that I just idolize you, Amado, and this amazing rock star partner that you have that's, again, I'm a huge fan of you both. Again, always put your ego at the door and be willing to be a student of the game. I think one of the biggest things, the biggest downfalls that we have is that our egos are so damn big that you know, we think we're it. And there's always people that are doing bigger and much greater things than us. If you're doing 50 transactions, guess what? There's somebody out there that's doing 110. So sit down, shut up, and take notes.
All right, Mr. Noel, you came from the family that probably encouraged you to do real estate. But what did your friends and other people tell you? Did they try to discourage you?
Yeah, well, to answer that question, I have to go back to the time of when I just got licensed and what we experienced through the recession, and so many family members that got out of the business because this was the biggest hit anyone has ever felt in their life, and including my grandmother, who had been through one or two. But my grandmother made investments in real estate, so she always did okay. But as far as the salespeople that are in my life and my family, out, gone. So for me to take a step back and think, if I get back into real estate, because I had to slide over to a job, I had to do that to support my family. So we slid over to a job, but immediately I left loans and went into real estate. So when I got on the real estate side, I started selling again real quick at a part-time rate. I was a very good part-time agent. I was that part-time agent that was closing 5 or 6 deals a year.
Yep.
So, but I wanted to become a broker. But during that time at my job, I was making good money. I reestablished my life. I built my credit up, bought a house. I was making, for high school education, and I went to the University of Rio Hondo for a little bit, but they still consider that just a community college. But
Harvard on a hill, right?
Harvard on a hill. So, to find that, but to get where I was at from that, I appreciate my job. But at that moment, you meet a lot of people who say, appreciate your job.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be in this position. Are you sure you want to go out and do this? If I were you, I'd play it safe. And I heard that for years.
Safety.
But during these years, I don't really care what people say, so I knew what I wanted to do, so I'm in studying. I'm a master of time management. I did 12 hours a day, mids, nights, everything you could even think about. I went to college part-time, and I also was studying for my real estate exam. And I was also closing 5 or 6 escrows a year. So even though it might have been crazy in my life during that time, I managed my time. Because I knew that it was going to change for me. I didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't like the roadblocks. I didn't like people saying, you're not going to get a raise, or whatever the cry is for a W-2 employee. It's all the same. It's unfair, it's this and that, it's all the same. So I just got tired of it, and I wanted to move on out, and I was able to do that with my time management. But I did hear that from everybody, including family members.
Yes.
Even when I opened my business, I heard people, not in here, people came into my office and told me that I wasn't going to be successful, or I wouldn't hire agents, or that when I first got in, there was a transition that happened earlier this year. In the high desert, at least, while companies were merging, the big ones, companies were also closing down, real estate companies on Main Street.
Yep.
So during this time, and I'm hearing people say, oh, businesses are closing down, new businesses are closing. So that's an indirect hit on me, but it's okay, because I'm a filter, and I'll filter out exactly what it is I want to receive and what I don't. So to be here and still here, while the big boys are merging together and they're losing their agents, it's a blessing.
All right. Before going to answers, I remember being in the business. I was driving a 1982 Eldorado, silver Eldorado Cadillac 2-door. Back then, that was a big thing. I was a couple of years old, and I was living out in Chino Hills in a big home, and people were still asking me, Mike, when are you going to get a real check? And I couldn't understand that I had people that didn't even have a car, people that were still questioning the fact that when are you going to get a real job? And it's terrible. Marina, answer that. How many people try to discourage you in getting in?
Actually, no. I had a lot of encouragement, actually. As you know, I quit my job. I cashed out on my 401k. I cashed out on everything that I could to be able to survive at least for 2 years. Because I figured if I was going to make a change in my life, I didn't want to affect my family or my kids. And so that's what I did, but I had a lot of encouragement. So I was blessed with that. My mom, thought we were the family who were encouraging. So.
Very good. I got Mr. Amado Hernandez that has a couple questions also to ask.
Take it away. Ulises.
Stand up.
Thank you.
I have a question for Rodriguez.
I wasn't prepared for the question, so here we go.
No, listen, you're prepared. You've been amazing as a director of NARAD, and you're someone that's respected.
I am.
How do you, absolutely, how do you maintain, like the balance? You were just in San Diego enjoying life and that's good. How do you maintain? I mean,
I'm a student of the game. I'm obsessed with getting better. I'm obsessed with learning. I'm obsessed with polishing my skills. And I'm never content with anything. And if you did 22, 23 million last year, well, shoot, why can't we do 40? And a lot of people in this business, whether they're seasoned or new, they're content with just selling X amount of homes. I'm never content. And I'm a very driven person, and I expect excellence from those around me. And they have to raise their standards because every day I'm raising mine. So I want to create winners, but talking about the balance, it's not easy. But again, when you love what you do, you don't see it as work. I'm blessed to come to my office every day and work with some amazing individuals that for some reason follow my movement. They bought into the idea of excellence. But I wanted to just touch one thing that you mentioned.
please.
The reason why I'm here is because of that man right here. I met him, like Mike said, about 8-9 years ago at a panel. But I wanted to give back to an organization that has meant so much to me, that gave me the vehicle to do what I do, and gave me the vehicle that the previous brand was too reluctant to give me. Why? Because they wanted to keep me as an agent and not as an owner. So I realized that I needed to fly on my own and take the leap of faith. And when I joined the Excellence organization, I heard every negative comment about the Excellence brand. Michael Yoke, why are you going there? Nobody knows what the heck they are. And I said, okay, well, then I guess I'm going to help them grow even more. So I want to thank you for allowing me and believing that this crazy social media junkie can do it.
Let's give a big round of applause. I've gotten to know each person here, like as friends, as colleagues, and their thinking, their execution, very, very deep. Noel, you just came back from a vacation. Has real estate, the way you're practicing now, has it enlarged your possibilities, your thinking? Has it amplified the way your vision towards your future, towards your family, towards your legacy? Is it doing it for you?
Yes, I think that being creative is key, so that kind of puts unlimits out there in real estate, and the wheels are always spinning. The best part about it is, we get to work and be creative as much as we can, and then we reap the benefits from it. So if we come out with a good niche or something, a nice slogan on Instagram or Facebook, and it catches the audience, that's the benefit of it. So, but it all starts sitting down and just thinking about it. My wheels are always spinning. I think I called Mike midnight or 1 in the morning, and I can't sleep at night because I'm thinking about this and thinking about that. And he understands because it's the same way.
Has your mindset changed as a result of you being an owner, being able to recruit, and being able to see the growth, not just of competition, but of dominance? Has your mindset changed?
It has, and once, and I've said this plenty of times, once I met with Mike, my next stop was in Moreno Valley, and really when I sat down with a model, to hear the word dominant and how we're dominant, it planted a seed. And the way I run my business is I take my business very serious. This is a 4th-generation business. This isn't about a sale. This is about a relationship, as it is for everybody. But I do take my business very serious. And when I do see what people call competition, I don't even see them as competition. I guess I say it with a smile that we're going to take over. It's going to happen.
Let's give them a big round of applause. Wow.
Okay, so on the listing that I'm getting from Google, from the buyer from Instagram, the guy had also told me the next day, oh, I talked to such and such, which is is a really big agent, and he said, I'm gonna go with you. After I told him, and I didn't have to say anything about the other company other than, oh yes, I've heard of the company, but let me tell you what it is that we have to offer. So in addition to what everyone else is gonna do for you, we're also gonna put you in 100,000 magazines down the hill, an additional 50,000 up the hill to market your property for free. So that sealed the deal right there, and it worked.
Wow, let's give him a big round of applause. I've had the pleasure of spending time with Karina and Oprah as well. And I met her when she was there in Mike's office with Chris and Aya. And one of the things that I can tell you from the time that I came into excellence, I have always felt as part of excellence. And that's something that in my previous brand, I don't want to mention the brand, but it was C21. I just didn't feel that. It was always contention, okay? With us, it's family. And what drives you, Karina, to embrace each one of us here, to have that passion, and how do you convey that passion? Because I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that like attracts like. And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's not going to happen for you. And like Mike said, if you want your world to change, we need to change. What made you go through the metamorphosis where you just got, I was going to say pissed, but I have to be politically correct, upset, okay? And wanted to make that change. What drove you?
What drove me is dealing with other agents that were very unethical, not within our organization, obviously, and basically kind of stepped up my game. And I've been doing a lot of negotiations with people from like the agency, from different out of the area real estate offices. So I've looked at how they negotiate and how they do their counter offers, and so I've applied some of those benefits in my negotiation skills. So not only from what I learned from Mike, because let me tell you, being in Mike's office for almost a year was, priceless.
Mike doesn't stop, huh?
He doesn't stop. And like he said, I did learn a lot of his negotiation techniques and how he talks to his buyers or sellers, and he really slows things down. Right now, I'm not a speaker, and he knows I get nervous, so sorry, but I try to do.
She's doing a great job. Let's give her a big round of applause.
On a one-on-one, I'm totally different. But again, Mike really instilled a lot of great nuggets in my life, and just learning from the best, learning from people, like, positivity, Mr. Amado. All his motivations on Friday, I watch them. Yeah. And I'm so proud, like I said, of James and Mercy, because I remember when they were not with our company, they were with another company, James had called me, he needed help. And to me, it doesn't matter where you work, if you need help, I'm gonna help you, because I'm a firm believer, what's meant for you is meant for you, and what's meant for me is meant for me. And if you have that attitude, you're going to be continuously blessed. And I'm so proud also of Mr. Raul here, because he has an amazing story. Everyone has an amazing story here. But again, if you do things with the good intentions, you'll have to reap the rewards.
All right, let's give Armando a big round of applause. Okay, one thing I want to cover right now: the rankings. How important are the rankings for you guys? Karina?
Extremely.
The rankings either lift you or drop you. Tell us what goes on through your mind.
Actually, I was never a competitive person, or at least I thought I wasn't, until Mike started the rankings. And it really, it makes me crazy. So, honestly, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because it's all healthy competition, and it helps me step up my game. And so I see the rankings, okay, I'm not happy where I'm at, but I have things coming along, so I know I'm gonna move up. But it helps. It helps us, I guess, set goals every year. Like, hey, I made this last year. I wanna increase it by so much for next year. You know, it helps me with my goal planning. So, but it does make me crazy, man.
How about you, Ulysses? I know Ulysses will come in and he'll come in with 3 closings, and he knows he's at number 1, and then all of a sudden I post the 3 closing, and boom, Ulysses drops to number 2. Has that drove you crazy?
Many sleepless nights. I'm a very competitive person. I think that's what sets us apart, is that we're very driven, we're very competitive, but in a very good competitive nature. When I see that Noel is growing 20 offices, or some unbelievable number, and all the ages that he has, and the students, and the number of boxes that he's putting in, it forces you to raise your game. So yes, I'm very competitive, and I think the rankings are also a motivational factor for my agents, because the minute that they're in the rankings, they're like, I exist. I'm part of the best. Whether it's number 90 or 70 or 50 or whatever, it does something to the mindset. So yes, I'm very competitive and I hate to lose, and I want to be among the best of the best.
Noel, you're coming up the rankings there, but you're not at the top. You're in the middle. You were down on the bottom when you came in. You started moving up. What's going on through your mind on that?
I enjoy the ranking system. I think it's a good act of recognition for people that are out there working. And I think it's great that you post it on Facebook, because everybody sees it. So, and it's funny because you come across so many people who think they're just the best things in sliced bread, and if they step into the excellence ranking system, they're really not. They're really not, and that's the difference.
I like that.
And another thing I think that's good about the ranking system is that if an agent who has not producing, they want to contact Raul, I mean, they could just give him a call. That's another plus to the excellent system, I think, is they can ask, what's your secret? They can call Mike, what's your secret? They can call Malo and say, hey, I need some help. So that's what I like about the ranking system. So it definitely, I think this first year for our office, we have now laid the foundation for what the goals are going to be next year. We didn't know where this year was going to take us, and it took us somewhere. So now I know the numbers to
Tell me what you got right now. Give me some numbers.
I think we got 30 closings, and we got 18 listings, and
Tell me the agents out here. How many agents here?
23.
23 in 1 year. How many in students?
Right now it's 17 or 19, because somebody found me on YouTube last week. They came in, they're like, I see you on YouTube. I'm like, I don't even do YouTube, but I did a YouTube, when I first signed up, I did a YouTube video, and they seen it and they signed up. So I'm like at 17 or 19.
So if they all get licensed, you'll be up to 40 agents.
Right.
And prior to coming into the Excellence Organization, you were working in a garage as a broker, correct?
Working in the garage, wrenching out my truck, and then making phone calls.
That's great. Karina, you are producing, and what do you see in your office? Your office is what, 900 square feet? I know it's a very nice, cozy place. What do you see? What do you see for Karina in the future?
Well, I'm going to do a marketing campaign to hire new agents. I feel now I'm ready to take that next level and start mentoring a new group. So that's already set in place. So I'm working on it.
Okay, so anybody has a question, please line up right here, and then you guys can direct it to one person. Rosita has a question. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. My question is for all 3 of them.
Okay.
Based on your experience in the real estate field, if you were to start real estate today, what would you do or what advice would you give a new agent? This is what you need to do, based on what you've done.
Great question.
Talk to people, make friends, pass out your business card. Don't be a secret agent. Wear your apparel, whether it's your badge, the jacket, anything excellence. Set up immediately, set up all your social media platforms. Realtor.com, Yelp, Zillow, any homes.com. Set it up. because people are gonna Google you. Oh, most importantly, do a Google business. If you don't have a Google business, set one up. It's very important because people will look for you. And create a personal website just to have, and it features the company's listings. So it makes you look good, even though you're a new agent, you may not have any listings. But by putting when you set it up, they'll get the whatever board you're with, and it'll capture all the office listings. So it may show like 30 listings under your name.
Yep.
So that's gonna make you look good.
Noel, look at brand new agent, Rosita asked. And the reason why Rosita is asking, because Alexis is brand new, right? And she
And my
wants.
best interest, she does well.
She does well, yeah.
She's already doing so amazing than the average new agent, so.
Well, to answer the question, I say find a mentor, someone who attracts and you see their success and you like them, and you kind of got to go out of your way and make time to ask them the questions that you want because you're looking up to them or you're admiring them, how they operate in some way or another. So my suggestion is find a mentor, someone who's doing it successfully though, not somebody who's stagnant, not somebody who has been, somebody who's doing it, they're always moving forward, and you can respect that because it's work, and that's what kind of respect that you want from others as well. So I say find a mentor.
Well, first and foremost, I would probably tell them to embrace social media, videos. Don't be afraid of how you're gonna look like, because a lot of times we don't do videos because we have the fear of how am I gonna look like, how's my hair, how's my lipstick, how, I'm door knocking, I'm sweating, I wanna make sure that I look good, I have that beautiful suit, and I'll wait till next week to do that perfect video. The perfect video doesn't exist. Some of the videos that I've gotten the most views that were not even boosted were me door knocking with my polo shirt and sweating in 99-degree day by Cal State San Bernardino. 17,000 views. I didn't have a suit, but it was the content that I was providing. It was, a message. So embrace social media, embrace videos, find a mentor, and also, last but not least, certainly, don't be wowed by the brand name. And that's, I think, very important. What do I mean by that is that a lot of times new agents feel that they have to align themselves with a C21, a RE/MAX, a Coldwell Banker, a KW. No offense to them all. But 2% of success is actually the brand name. So in case you guys didn't know that, in case you guys are not taking notes, take notes on that one. 2% of your success will equal the brand name. It's you. People buy from people they like, and it's you. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, who has a question? Right over here. Come on, Luis, you're brand new.
Ask the question.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Okay, so if you guys have a decline in your business, like you guys have like a decline in your business throughout the year, what do you guys do to mentally get yourself back up, and or do you know what I mean? Should I rephrase it?
Noel.
It's a mindset, and every day it has to be a ritual. I think for the last year, every day I wake up and I'm just grateful and I'm thankful. I changed some of my listening habits, and I see myself watching more motivation YouTube or motivation podcasts. I find myself listening to that more, just to bring me up, because I think practicing it every day, and I personally have made that a ritual myself, and I'll continue to do that because it makes me feel better. I feel better. So if I feel better, the people around me are gonna feel better. It's just, that's how the energy works, and I like to be on that level. And when my sales do drop, back to prospecting.
Again, rituals. I start my day, I pray, and thankful that God gave me another day to help families. And I always do the Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that I have on my vision board, and just positive. And I always, ask the universe and God to help me bless people by helping them find their home. And I always say I want to help so many families this year. So that's constantly. I would help so many families this year, and I put that number out every day to get closer to my goal.
I think it's important that we have a why. And every time I talk about the why, whenever I'm blessed to be able to speak, I always start with a why, because a lot of people don't know that it starts with a why. Noel mentioned time and time again, his beautiful family, my why. That's personally my motivational factor. My why, my beautiful family, my beautiful kids, my dad that still lives with me. I don't have my mom. I lost her almost 15 years ago. So everything that I do, I always do it with the intention of making her proud wherever she's at. So have a why, have a purpose. Don't have a plan B. Start your day with an attitude of gratitude. And again, I'm not telling all of you stuff that I just invented. It's stuff that we've all heard time and time again, but yet we fail to recognize it. Start a day with an attitude of gratitude. Yesterday, not to take over the whole panel, but yesterday I was at a Brian Buffini event, and Nick Vujicic, for those of you that have never heard of him, he's the CEO and founder of Life Without Limbs. This gentleman was born without arms and legs. And his teachers at school told his parents, by the way, Mr. and Mrs. Parents, your son is not going to amount to anything because he has no arms and legs. Well, he's the CEO of a company that's worth millions. He travels all over the world to talk about his story. And where I'm going with that is that we wake up every day, excuse my language, bitching about Monday. Oh my God, Monday. Instead of looking at an opportunity. What he said yesterday was, you guys woke up today, did you guys give thanks for the fact that you guys have 2 arms and 2 legs? I've never been able to hug my wife, he said. I've never been able to hug my 4 kids. We have 10 toes and 2 legs and 2 arms. Are you thankful for what you have? Most of us take it for granted.
You know, we were at Disneyland, Rosita and me, and he was there. And, you know, he had security.
He's 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all torso, just like that, and no arms.
Yeah.
He was on top of a little cart, and they were pushing him to Disneyland, and he was watching the whole thing. You couldn't get to him because, you know, everybody would have mobbed him, dropped him or something, but it's true. The guy's a success, and he's very
But it starts with an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful that you got to wake up this morning. There was a day that my mom didn't get to wake up. That fateful Tuesday, January 25th. We're all here for a reason. Everybody's going to gravitate towards each and every one of you because of the story that you tell. We often complain, well, why is Noel kicking so much butt? And why is Karina? Because they're outstanding storytellers. And people can relate to believable and truthful stories that come from the heart. So you want people to hire you more? They have to be able to relate to you. How? By telling your story. I don't think people would have been here to hear us if we didn't have a compelling story that can resonate to yours. So have a story to tell. Make sure that it's not BS, that comes from the heart, and people will see themselves through what you're saying.
Karina, close it out. Let's see. Tell us closing statement.
Can I,
Noel, closing statement, and
I
then
want to read something
yes.
that really hit home. I read it the other day, and I wanted to share with everyone. It says, success doesn't come find you. You have to go get it. Success is not a superpower. It's not a magical ability that some are born with and others without. Anyone can write their own success story. But that's the thing. You have to put in the work. No story writes itself. Heroes aren't just born. They're created. Hours of relentless grinding. Edits, changes, rewrites, tweaks. You can let the hard work stand in the way of your success story, or you can rise to the occasion. Flip the script. So when I read this, I said, yeah, it's true. We could either put the hard work and reap the rewards, or be miserable and complain and be in debt. So you need to have a choice. And then Marilyn Monroe would say, fear is stupid, so are regrets. So let's be fearless and live with passion. So,
All right. Noel, close it out.
Well, I say if you want change, then there needs to be change. So that's changing your everyday activities. That's masterminding your day, to mastermind your week, And at the end of the month, you will see goals. But you have to make a change, or else everything else is gonna be the same.
Ulysses.
I think first and foremost we have to take action. I'm sure you guys have heard time and time again, winners keep score. Are we keeping score of our activities? And I'm talking about daily, hourly, monthly, quarterly activities. Are we keeping track of how many days we prospect? How many times we go door knocking? How many doors do you hit? Are we keeping track of our expenses? It's not how much money you made, but how much money do you get to keep at the end of the year? The activities also, definitely a very important one. Your inner circle, the top 5 people that you surround yourself are huge. Are they constantly feeding you negative vibe? Do they bring anything to the table? Some of you, in order to be successful, you're gonna have to get rid of your inner circle. And what might be hurtful is that you might have to change spouses. Ooh, that hit home. Ulysses was very rude today. He said that I have to dump my husband or my wife. I didn't say that. I just said that they might have to tweak their mindset or else they have to go. It's sad but true. Your inner circle is huge because they're either going to feed you positive vibes or they're going to bring you down. I've seen agents that quit the business in which their spouses, men or women, sabotage their business because they're like, oh my God, my wife's going to make more money than I don't want that. She's not going to need me anymore and she's going to leave me. I can't have that. I can't have that. So I'm going to put her down and tell her that she wasn't fit for real estate. And the reason why I'm getting this is that one of my top producers, Susan Jones, is in the house. She had a breakthrough year last year. She went from 1 transaction with C21 to 18 transactions with the Vega team. She radically changed her behavior. Yes, she radically changed her behavior, her mindset, her activities, the people that she surrounded herself, a better broker, and her numbers exploded. She embraced the excellence mindset, and she's a rock star. So,
All right, big round of applause. Thank you. You guys can take your seat over there. Congratulations. What do you guys think? Did you guys like it? Okay, so we are going